The U.S. Supreme Court says it needs more information in the case of Coach Joe Kennedy and won't hear his case at this time. Kennedy is the Bremerton High School football coach who was fired for refusing to stop praying on the football field after games. The school district said that the prayers violated the Constitution by implying that the district endorsed Kennedy's beliefs. His attorneys say that although the court declined to reverse the lower court decisions against him for now, several justices are concerned about the ruling so far. And First Liberty Institute's Mike Berry joins us now. His group represents Coach Kennedy. Mike, tell us, what do you think is behind this decision not to hear the case?
Well, I think it's difficult for any attorney to read too much into a decision to not review a case by the Supreme Court. Most Supreme Court practitioners know that really all it means is that you didn't get 4 justices to say, yes, we want to hear the case. But as you pointed out, I think what's really important is that the 4 justices pointed out the deeply problematic decisions by the lower courts, both at the district court level and the Ninth Circuit. And they said that those are unresolved issues and questions that need to be answered. And at First Liberty Institute, we look forward to the opportunity to go back and get the answers to some of those questions.
Well, I want to ask you about one of them. It sounds like the court wants to know whether Coach Kennedy lost his job because he was praying on his own time or because he abandoned his duties to do so. What can you tell us about that?
Well, I mean, all I can say is that the Bremerton School District, who ultimately fired Coach Kennedy, we really tried to work with them from day one to work out a solution. And initially, they seemed to be willing to accommodate him. They said, look, as long as he's not praying with students or leading students in prayer, then, that's okay. And we said, well, that's actually what the law says, and that's exactly what we want to do.
But I understand that students were praying with him. Is that correct?
No, actually, that's not correct. Any students who wanted to pray, they actually asked Coach Kennedy when they saw him doing this by himself, are we allowed to do that? Are we as students allowed to pray? And he said, it's a free country. You can do whatever you want. Now, there were times when, I guess, as the student group began to grow in size, when I guess, it was hard to tell the difference between where Coach Kennedy was and where the students were, and it became a little bit of a post-game motivational pep rally, if you will. But we made it crystal clear to the school district and to the court, Coach Kennedy's desire and really his commitment to God is to pray by himself briefly for 15 to 30 seconds, and even silently sometimes. You couldn't even hear him. It would be the equivalent to a moment of silence by himself. And when we made that offer to the school district, they said that's when they changed their position and said, well, now it's really no longer about whether he can he can pray, and we think that there may be Establishment Clause violations with that, which is a ridiculous legal position. They changed their position and said, well, actually, now it's that he'll be taken away from his duties.
All right. Well, we are out of time. I'm so sorry to cut in. We're very interested in the case. Thank you for your insights into it, Mike Berry.